2019 was another very strong year for global equities in a long-running bull market. The global equity index, as measured by the MSCI Developed Index, rose 22% in sterling terms. Within this strong market performance, though, are some very interesting phenomena revealed by our corporate lifecycle framework. And before I go into those in a bit more detail, let me just first remind you what the corporate lifecycle framework is. Here at Harlam Global Equities, we take every single company in our global equity index and universe and classify them all into one of 5 different lifecycle categories. These range from early-stage growth companies, which we call accelerators, through to high-growth, successful businesses we call compounders, fading businesses we call slowing and maturing, mature companies with returns at or around the cost of capital, and then all the way through to more distressed turnarounds at the far end of the life cycle. Examining the performance in 2019 through these different categories reveals some interesting insights. The best performing category by far was the early stage accelerating group, and the worst performing category were the turnarounds at the other end of the life cycle. In fact, the difference between the performance of these two different groups was at record levels. In fact, it was the largest difference in the 15 years for which we've been collecting data around the relative performance of different life cycle categories. So why is this? Well, our analysis and framework suggests 2 primary reasons. The first is that global equity discount rates continue to fall as a result of low bond yields and the low interest rate environment. And higher duration cash flows and growth stocks tend to perform much better on a relative basis when discount rates are falling from the mathematical effect of being longer duration cash flows. So all stocks re-rate and rise, but growth stocks disproportionately outperform when discount rates fall. The second reason is that actually the corporate earnings growth revisions and momentum for earlier life cycle stocks have tended to be much better. So not only have we had a re-rating effect, there's also an actual outperformance of fundamentals for earlier life cycle companies. And putting those 2 things together through our framework explains the difference in performance across the life cycle. So whilst the strength and leadership in global equity markets in 2019 is very similar to what we saw in 1998 and 1999 in the dot-com boom, the drivers of that strength and leadership are less related to euphoria around growth stocks and different business models and concepts, and more to the low interest rate environment and the fact that the corporate earnings are actually better currently at the front end of the life cycle. So whilst 2019 has many of the hallmarks of 1998 and 1999, the reasons behind this strength and leadership are actually very different.